It takes a wide range of personalities to create a world that is not strange, and among us walk some rather unusual human beings. We all like the idea of being our own person, but how unique would you want to be? Because some people on this planet have characteristics so uncommon that you may believe they do not exist, and yet they do. It is no secret that standards of beauty have varied dramatically throughout history. In this video, we will take a look at the top 10 most unusual and rare humans that are 1 in a million. Before we continue, do not forget to hit that like button, also subscribe to our channel Unimaginable, and turn on notifications. Let us begin now. Number 15. Tubshin Jargal. In order to become a world champion in anything, you must have incredible discipline and training. However, Tubshin Jargal, a 17-year-old sumo champion from Mongolia, needs to overcome more than just willpower and conditioning. Technically speaking, the sport does not even allow women into the ring. She began studying sumo in 2015 and has been working hard toward her objective of excelling in it since then. Tubshin Jargal has already won several international championships and is on her way up through the amateur league. Her coaches believe she has a rare talent for sumo. Despite all of this, Tubshin Jargal is not expected to become a professional sumo fighter because of her gender. Despite being recognized as one of the top female sumo wrestlers in the globe, Tubshin Jargal was unable to win many gold and silver medals in the Asian Games, World Sumo Championships, Mongolian Sumo Championship, and Japanese Women Open competition. None of these victories will allow Tubshin Jargal to participate professionally, as women's sumo wrestling exists only as an amateur league. Number 14. Chayam Srisuk. After a superstitious Thai woman hair matted into one huge dreadlock after she refused to cut or wash it for more than 20 years, Chayam Srisuk became the unfortunate recipient of this phenomenon. When she was in her 30s, locals advised her that removing or washing her dark brown locks would bring bad luck, so she let them grow naturally into dreadlocks. Chayam Srisuk has chosen not to cut or wash her hair for the past 20 years because of fear of bad fortune. The young woman was advised by her community elders to remove the hair after she inquired about what to do with it. They told her that cutting off their hair would bring bad luck to her. Fearing any bad fortune, the superstitious woman heeded up her elders' advice and refused to wash her hair. Her locks reach up to her ankles and are on the verge of touching the floor. They have turned into one huge dreadlocks. Chayam Srisuk has defied the request for a haircut. She will not be washing or cutting cutter-washer dreadlocks. Number 13. Deepak Rajput. Deepak, 19 years old, is a tiny 3-foot-tall guy from India with his sister Ravana, who is 16 years old. Deepak has an unknown condition that has affected the growth of his lower legs and feet since birth. People in India have said their mother, when they were born, that they should give them some tobacco potion to put them to sleep so they would never wake up or abandon them because of an unknown illness affecting their lower legs and feet from birth. Despite the harsh judgments and prejudice that the family initially received, Deepak and his sister learned dancing from their older brother, which assisted them in overcoming the hay. Since then, Deepak and Ravana have become local celebrities after releasing their dancing videos on TikTok. Now, with regular fans in India, Deepak and Ravana want to pursue a professional career as dancers. Deepak stated that he wants to be a professional dancer with his own style. Number 12. Elena Shlinkova. Fingernails of Elena Shlinkova made it into the Russian Book of Records as the longest nails of the nation, measuring 12 centimeters after 6 years' growth. Her record-breaking nails necessitated careful cleaning and upkeep. She used a mild liquid soap because it is gentle and thorough, cleans them with tooth powder once a month, removing any stains. She also soaked her fingertips in chlorhexidine to totally cleanse them. Elena occasionally removed her nails entirely, but when she did paint them, she simply used children nail polish since the formula is softer and may be peeled off. She avoided applying nail polish remover, instead submerging her nails in warm water. She learned how to conduct herself while handling food, staying hydrated, and getting dressed while keeping her nails safe. She could perform almost anything with her nails. Elena finally cut her nails in June 2020, but fans paid $5,000 to $7,000 each for them. Number 11. Hailey Michalski. After years of overplucking, a model who decided to embrace her unibrow has revealed that she receives daily abuse from haters proclaiming that she is ugly. As a teenager, Hailey Michalski of South Carolina began plucking the hair between her brows because she was afraid what others would say if they grew together. Hailey spent hours plucking the region to ensure that her two brows were as far apart as feasible. Haley decided to allow them to come closer together every month, rather than abruptly growing together like she had previously done. When Haley moved to New York City for a few months in the summer of 2019, she realized that people were always complimentary of her strong appearance there. The majority of her family now accepted it without much issue. Number 10. Ayamiko Woods. Ayamiko Woods from Texas was diagnosed with vitiligo when she was 24 years old. The first 2 pea-sized spots beneath her eye and on her arm were noticed, but it took another year to be identified. Ayamiko Woods began covering up as soon as possible, putting on a full face of makeup whenever out of the house so that only her family saw her natural skin, and even in the Texas heat, Ayamiko would wear long sleeves. Every day, it takes Ayamiko an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours to conceal her vitiligo. She had a makeup routine that she did for over a decade until one day, standing in front of the Ayamiko, she had enough. She then dumped all of her cosmetics and has never looked back. Over time, Ayamiko has grown in confidence and now loves her natural beauty, frequently posting on Instagram and TikTok, as well as picking up modeling assignments. Overall, the response online has been fantastic, with adults as well as lots of children appreciating Ayamiko for boosting their self-esteem. Number 9. Corey Bennett. This jaw-dropping video shows a youngster clapping his shoulders, a weird gift that is the result of having no bone. A guy who was born without any collarbones as a consequence of a rare condition has established a TikTok account to raise awareness. Corey Bennett from Indiana in the United States suffers from cleidocranial dysplasia, an uncommon genetic disease that affects teeth and bones. Growing up, bullies mocked him because to how he looked, but Corey was not going to let it get him down. After hearing about it from a friend, Corey decided to join TikTok, where he records himself shoulder clapping and discusses his life with cleidocranial dysplasia. He dreams of becoming well-known and has vowed to post shoulder-clapping videos until he is. The data so far indicates that it may already be paying off because his clips have gone viral, gaining millions of views, and more than that, people with the problem have contacted him to thank him for raising awareness of cleidocranial dysplasia. Number 8. Veronica Yoko Plebani. In order to boost body confidence, an Italian Paralympian is displaying her scars to the world. When she was 15 years old, 25-year-old Veronica Plebani got bacterial meningitis in Italy. The disease left her limbs, particularly her arms and legs, severely scarred and disabled. Most of her fingers on both of her feet had to be amputated as a result of the infection. She spent years hiding his scars after he first got meningitis because she had a high fever and bruising all over his body. She explained it felt like she was burning from the inside. The pain was unmanageable. It took Veronica a long time to get used to people who would stare after she showed her scars and began to believe that she might be able to play sports again because of them. She said that when she first started playing sports again after being in the hospital, everyone noticed how much stronger she had gotten. She thought she would have to give up her passion for sport when she was in the hospital, but despite all odds, has taken her athletic ability to a new level. Number 7. Darnell Diaz. First appearance of Darnell Diaz is quite handsome, and it is difficult to believe that he has ever had health problems. Darnell Diaz was born with the genetic disease Waardenburg syndrome, which causes pale skin and wide strike hair straps. He has light blue eyes, excessively pale skin, and broad strike hair straps, which are all characteristics of a variation. They are lovely, and Darnell Diaz really suffers from hearing loss up to complete deafness as a result of his illness, so he must communicate with his audience using sign language. By the way, he has over 8,100 followers on Instagram, so we do not only appreciate his cool appearance in certain videos. Guy teaches sign language keywords, as well as sings with the aid of his songs, and shines a lot of light on how people live their lives. Number 6. Mahogany Getter. A lymphedema-stricken model will not allow her swollen legs to prevent her from feeling attractive. Tennessee native Mahogany Getter suffers from a long-term illness in which excessive fluid collects in tissues, causing limb swelling. One of her legs is considerably enlarged, and there is no way to reduce his size, so she has had to get used to having one enormous leg. Despite this, Mahogany has learned to appreciate her body regardless of what others think. Mahogany said she used to feel like she was cursed, and then as she got older, she finally learned to build her confidence. Although the leg itself is not painful, it limits her mobility and she can always feel the weight of it. Shopping for and selecting clothing is a difficult task because they do not make anything that fits one large leg and one little leg very frequently. Because she has grown up without social media to offer her self-consciousness, she would not put any pictures of her legs on social media. However, as a result of feeling self-conscious, she has decided to challenge herself further. Number 5. Larry Perkins. Larry Perkins, a Las Vegas resident in the United States, has abandoned razors for her beard and is urging other women to do the same. Larry Perkins of Las Vegas, USA had full sideburns by the age of 12 but was not formally diagnosed with hirsutism until she was in her mid-20s. Finally gaining a name for her condition proved to be a turning point in her self-esteem. She now has a beard and runs a blog called My Hair Is Me to empower others. While she thinks of her beard as sexy, she still endures cruel comments from strangers and is often questioned on her gender. Number 4. Sammy Basso. Sammy Basso is a scientist who has dedicated his life to finding a cure for those with progeria. Sammy Basso from Italy has Hutchinson-Gilford progeria syndrome, one of just 179 reported cases worldwide. Our progeria symptoms include big eyes, visible veins on the scalp hair loss, and lack of fat under the skin. His ailment makes him 4 feet 6 inches tall and weighs only 20 kilograms. However, the disease is associated with a poor survival rate. Progeria has a mortality rate of 14.5 years in individuals without progeria, but it also entails significant risks such as joint problems, strokes, and heart disease, all of which are linked to aging and have an average mortality rate of 14.5 years among persons suffering from progeria. Sammy refused to be a victim of his illness and became a molecular biologist while writing his doctoral dissertation on progeria. Sammy is also the creator of the Italian Progeria Association Sammy Basso, a non-profit organization that provides information about progeria and supports scientific research into it. Sammy also has a specially designed wheelchair in which he can sit and enjoy the Sammy Runners. Amateur runners from the local running club take him for a spin, with their next goal being the Milano Marathon. Number 3. Zanza Minnelli. There is a wonder kid who does not eat processed food like a normal person, but instead eats grass. Ellie is not at ease at home, but she prefers to live in the woods and be a wild animal for the next 21 years. His mother believes he is a gift from God and an answer to her prayers, since his parents had gone several years without having a child before him. The young guy, who has become a social media celebrity as his tale goes viral, has an unusual life compared to others. He is the only surviving child of his parents. Her mother confirmed that he does not eat the food she cooks for him, but instead consumes fruits like bananas and mostly grasses, adding that people in their neighborhood refer to him as a monkey. He prefers to remain in the woods most of the time, and his mother cannot give up hope of finding him to bring him home. Although appearance and character of Ellie may be likened to that of a monkey, but he is not a monkey. Number 2. Mohammed Kaleem, a little boy with a strange ailment that causes his hands to be abnormally large, has had a life-changing surgery to reduce them. Before he had major surgery to decrease them. Mohammed Kaleem was known as the boy with the largest hands in the world. The 8-year-old was born with a condition that caused his hands and arms to continue growing until they resembled giants' hands, weighing 2 stone between them. His poor parents, who earned less than $18 a month, could not afford to pay for doctors, but managed to take Kaleem to a local village hospital, which was not able to diagnose him. Number 1. Abigail and Brittany Hensel, the conjoined twin. Conjoined twins are 2 infants who share a body, but have their own separate hearts, brains, and other critical organs. Conjoined twins are born physically connected to one another. Some conjoined twins do not survive birth or die shortly after it occurs. However, medical science recent advancements have improved their chances of survival considerably. Surgeries may be done to separate the infants' bodies from each other. Abigail and Brittany Hensel are a unique pair of conjoined twins because they share a body but also have their own individual hearts, brains, and other key organs. They are quite well known, having had a film and mini-series about them produced. They have since secured their own teaching position. The sisters have many vital organs in common, including a bladder, an enlarged liver, a diaphragm, digestive systems, reproductive systems, and intestines. Each twin manages 1 arm and 1 leg while participating in daily chores like running, walking, or driving a vehicle. They claimed that their body had been divided down the middle by a red line. One controls the left and the other controls the right. They need to work together to be able to move properly. Well, this is the end of video. Do not forget to click the subscribe button and press the bell icon if you like the video. Thank you for watching the video.